it is still the inferior tech compared to Solana.
I still feel like it's crime.
It was not a conspiracy theory, you know. That actually happened.
If you lose the phone, you still good or you f***ed?
Bro, the next one is lit. So let's talk about.
Well, everyone else is doing it, but I'm like, no, baddie, no.
Yeah, it's a little gold coin, you know, that you put in a bag and then hide in your house somewhere, and dig a fucking hole in the ground and be like, okay, this is where I have my gold, you know. Those are all my life savings, you know, like just get a ledger. Welcome to Sol Brothers, Solana's finest podcast with my dear friend Eno and myself, Simon, where it is our job to throw you into the Solana rabbit hole and show you around in this exciting ecosystem.
Our mission is to help you stay on top of the latest and greatest in Solana so that you never run out of fun things to talk about. Simon, how are you? Your hair's starting to grow back.
Bro, I just went to the barber again like fucking 5 days ago. And he machined over it. But yeah, it grows quickly. It does grow quickly. Maybe it's the light. Maybe it's the lighting. Today I'm in a rather professional setup. Do you want to see my setup? Let me show you.
Yeah, actually, I'm a little curious. Damn. Shit, you got the charts. You got the private keys right now. I'm kidding.
Nothing there that's private.
Yes.
But yeah, that's how it can look like when you have an office. Usually I'm on the road. Usually I have only my MacBook, my little podcast mic, and that's pretty much it. But it feels good. Do you have a professional setup sometimes, you know?
Yeah. Usually I have like a 36-inch monitor. 36? I don't know. It's a big fucker. It's like almost like it's like a small TV that I put behind
those huge ones where you can do like fucking 5 windows in one screen.
Yeah. I don't know why I prefer that style. I just prefer having one mega monitor as opposed to having, several small monitors. But when I'm on the road, like I always have my iPad, that I use as a second monitor. You have your own tips and tricks though, right? Like you need more screen real estate. It helps with productivity considerably.
Yes, I do have my iPad. So I have an iPad Pro 1. The very first iPad Pro that was ever produced from fucking 2012. And it's literally a decade old. And for some reason, it works perfectly fine, at least for this. I don't use it a lot. But I put it next to my Mac. I have to put the cable. It doesn't work with Wi-Fi. But I put the cable on my Mac and screen mirror. And I have 2 screens mobile setup. I have a little a little stand-up thingy, right, that you put on the desk to put your Mac up. I have a little case for a separate MacBook keyboard and a trackpad that I put in front. So my professional digital nomad setup usually is exactly that. It's a high, like an elevated Mac, so I can look straight. There's my iPad to the left, my keyboard, my trackpad, my headphones, voice canceling, noise canceling on, and then focus. That usually works well for me, but it does make a difference to have these big ass screens right in front of you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm right now in the office of my brother-in-law. That's what it's called in English, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm using his stuff. Thanks, brother.
So you are in Bulgaria?
I'm in Germania this time. I'm in Germany.
Oh, you're in Germany. Oh shit. Okay. So you're in your brother-in-law study. I'm currently at the Super Team Singapore offices.
Ooh.
So just gonna give people a little little tour here.
Super Team Singapore, led by
Super
Kimmy
Team
and Nick.
Singapore, Kimmy and Nick. So that's always fun.
That's so cool. Yeah. Great chats. That's one of the rising stars when it comes to super teams. I think they're super successful. Ignition Week was a startup accelerator, let's say. Already, I think 2 versions were already run. With like workshops, co-working, demo day. And now Ignition Week 3 is about to start as well. I think applications are still open for startups that are, early, about to raise funds and so on. They can take part in Ignition Week. And I think there's also going to be lots of stuff around the Solana Apex end of September in Singapore. I'm pretty sure that Super Team is going to organize some events there as well, right? You're going to be there, by the way?
Yeah, I'll be hosting Singapore Apex. Yeah. So
Nice.
I think it'll be.
Oh,
there.
you're hosting. You're emceeing.
Yes.
Of course.
Shit. I have something I forgot to tell you, by the way.
What happened?
What did I tell you? I don't remember if I told you. I feel like if I did tell anyone, it would be you, though. I'm coming to Tokyo.
Oh, you haven't. That's amazing, bro. That's great. So
yeah.
There's going to be some Soul Brothers content straight from the streets of Tokyo. Let's see what we can make happen. I hope we can spin something up.
That's going to be so much fun. Man. Yeah. I'll see you in Tokyo.
Around the 20th of August, 1 week.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm flying in on the 22nd. People are like, dude, we didn't come to this podcast so you guys could talk about your fucking flight plans. But hopefully we see you guys around.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you guys know where we are. Obviously, Soul Brothers is about current events on Solana, and events include IRL shit, right? So now there's stuff in Tokyo in August, there's stuff in Singapore in September. But we're not here to talk about events. You're damn right. We're here to talk about all things Solami. We're here to talk about prices, charts, markets. We're here to talk about new product launches, exciting new shit, and fun and drama on the timeline so that you have the roundhouse kick of Solami news and you can start your week right and you don't miss out on anything, right? So I think that's pretty much the agenda for today, as always. Are you ready to get started,
Yes, super ready to get started. And we also have some really, really close and dear to our heart friends on the pod, including Cyberbroda, love Cyberbroda, as well as Boop. What's good, Boop? And Christian. Up, what's good, man? GM.
Boop crashed the Solid Talk the other Saturday, and he just won our giveaway. He was like, hey, I'm here, and then he just won the I mean, it's not a huge giveaway, but still, he won. Then he DM'd me, and he was like, Simon, I don't want my prize. I'll give it to someone from your community. I don't know if we did that already, Boop. Let me know. If no one got the prize yet, then we need to make that happen. Either you take it, Boop, or someone else. But let's start with prices. Shall we dig into the charts? What do you think?
The comfiest part of the podcast. Let's fucking go.
Alrighty. Zooming out, this gets increasingly complicated, doesn't it? Maybe I should clean it up a little bit sometime and remove some of the old stuff. But everything that is indicated on the chart here is still accurate and basically important as well. The larger wave count is wait. Actually, it is the right one. The larger wave count can be seen in these ones. So 1, 2, 3, and this 3 here hasn't played out yet. Okay, so we're in this wave right now, the wave 3, and inside of that third impulse wave to the upside from here to here, we have like a few formations that are inside that wave count, and one of them is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here, and that 5 hasn't played out as well. So we're right now in a fifth wave, in a third wave to the upside, right? And if we look a little bit closer, let's try the hourly chart on the Solana. We can also see that this played out. The inner wave count here, 1, 2, 3, and we topped at $206. So that was basically the high that we made on the 22nd of July, $206 ish, and from there we saw the decline, the retrace in a fourth wave to the downside, and those fourth waves can be messy. It was a bit messy. The C wave was quite a pullback. Lots of liquidations happened. Multi-millions again in the crypto market has been liquidated because that C wave, pulled down a bit further than what we usually see. But it's still in this red target range. Okay, so between the 618 and 786 Fibonacci levels, and it stopped there and it started an upward movement again. And now we're waiting again, as always, to see the 5-wave move to the upside to confirm that the fourth wave is done, and we're right now on the way to this fifth wave here. Then we should also see the break between through the 206 level again. So basically, in the current trend, that we're in right now, we should make a higher high again. We should break the $206, but not before one more retrace in the micro count. Okay, because that's where we are right now. Over the weekend, we saw a bit of a decline. Even before the weekend, it started already, a bit of a decline. No, it was on the weekend, actually, 10th of August, 9th of August. And then yesterday, on Sunday, was quite a bit of market manipulation again. It looked like we're going up. Probably some people that started some short trades here were liquidated up here. But I think what this is an A, B, and now a C. Those B waves, they can overshoot even the third wave here a little bit, which it did. That's fine. It's still stopped in this resistance up here. And now we might be in this last leg down in a fourth wave. That is definitely something that can be traded as well if people trade the micro counts here. There is, we're still a bit overbought on the RSI. Technically, we should see that recovery based on Elliott wave theory. So there's, a few indicators that tell us that we might go down from here. But obviously, guys, as always, no financial advice because these markets, they can be quite choppy. But yeah, I expect this to go a bit further down. Let's see when markets open. Right now, it is 10 a.m. in Germany. It is night in USA. Asia already opened. So I think the Asia market did this push this B wave to the upside. And now USA, usually what USA does is just they're fudding. They are scared. Usually USA sells at open market and Asia buys at open market. Not a rule, but a rule of thumb. So that is sometimes what happens. So I expect this to happen. I think around here, 8 a.m. So in 2-3 hours, USA will open. And then we'll see what happens. But yeah, in the larger wave count, we're going up. Ethereum did an all-time high. Ethereum hit price levels that we haven't seen since 2021.
Yeah,
insane, right?
Can you do that again, but in your best Trump impression?
I do not have a Trump impression, bro.
Yes, you do. Yes, like a German, Can you do? No, okay, but you don't have to follow his voice. Just call it like the best all-time high.
You think Trump is happy that Ethereum printed an all-time high? Probably. Yeah, those guys are ETH pretty. They're pretty ETH maxis, yeah, with Liberty Financial and so on. But yeah, ETH printed definitely 4,400 now here almost. I think we can see the 5K. And that would be indeed a new all-time high for Ethereum, wouldn't it? Let me see.
Yeah.
It would. 4.8 was what we've seen in the past as a high, and it doesn't look that bad. Alt season is starting, is it? We made it.
I'm really happy for the ETH community. Jealous too. Very jealous.
Yeah. Let's give it some time. There's one more maybe then before we go back to the speaker view here. Sol ETH, I think. Is it that one? Yeah, maybe there's a better one as well. Solana Ethereum. Yeah, let me just zoom out a bit. So these things are also very interesting because similar to ETH BTC, there's also obviously a relation between Sol and Ethereum, and it looks like we're in an all-time low. Not all-time low, but we're pretty low. Let's see in the daily chart here. Okay, not all-time low, but we're definitely in the lower regions here when it comes to the relation between Sol and ETH. So that means that ETH right now is quite pricey compared to Solana, which obviously is the case, right? Ethereum almost printing all-time high similar to Bitcoin, and Sol is not even half of its all-time high right now.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Buying opportunity.
Yeah. There's opportunity everywhere if you're looking for it. But yeah, no, it's good to. I mean, do you feel a twinge of regret having come to Solana, seeing how well the ETH charts are performing?
Not at all. Not even. I mean, this is just prices. Prices. Ethereum. I never said Ethereum's not able to perform well. I always said it will perform well because of its adoption in the market and network effects. But it is still the inferior tech compared to Solana, and we all know that. And there's all these spicy and funny discussions on Twitter about that topic. But we see a lot of previous ETH bulls turn Solana friendly, at least not Sol bulls, but Solana friendly, and they acknowledge that Solana does make a shitload of more protocol revenue as a chain. and as apps on the chain. If you just count the app revenue, significantly more than all the fucking L2s combined. The L2s were an interesting idea to scale Ethereum, but then the value that gets created on these L2s is not really finding its way back to Ethereum and to the token ETH, which is another huge problem, because what's the bull case for the token? What's the bull case for ETH, the currency? And that is questionable in my opinion. So I don't regret anything.
I was having lunch with Soju, not the drink, but the person, just a couple of hours ago, and he was telling me about a founder who's like printing like 200K a day, and like that's down from 1 million a day, and I'm just like, what? Yeah, man.
With what product? What are we building?
It's a fucking Launchpad, man.
It is a Launchpad, yeah.
That's why everyone and their mom is doing a Launchpad, because even if they do a shitty Launchpad, it's still printing money. I'm not, don't get me wrong, like earning 200 to 1 million is not a shitty Launchpad, but I'm saying that you could have a Launchpad that's even like a tenth of that size, you know, and it's not, it has like basically zero market share and it's still printing money. So it's just it's really interesting, the amount of money in this space. It's kind of eye-boggling sometimes. It's like, god damn, Pump Fund made how much money? Over $1 billion? Like, it doesn't even feel real. It's like, we're not talking about $1 billion in market cap, brother. We're talking about like $1 billion in realized profit. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
And talking Launchpads, I know it's not the agenda, but just 30 seconds. Bags. Have you seen Bags? There's a new player in the Launchpad wars.
Yeah. I had a call with them like a year and a half ago on some unrelated stuff. They were really pushing this meme coin called Apple. I don't know if it's like Apple but retarded. So it's like EBBLE and like
come on.
Yeah. And I think that but it's like, just imagine Apple but with like bad design on purpose. Like that's all the marketing for the meme coin. Actually, let me see if I could. Do you see it?
I haven't checked it out right now. But we can bring up your screen. But yeah, Bags. I thought Bags is new. I didn't know they've been around.
So this is Apple. Wow, Apple is dead. Holy crap! I did not realize how dead it was. But it was like Apple, think degenerate.
Okay.
It's like you know what I meant by retarded Apple, right? That's like exactly what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't love it.
Okay. They kind of stopped posting about it, or did they? I don't know. But yeah, this is the same team that's pushing Bags.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So yeah, Bags. Just a little side note here. Bags made, I think, the 3rd place on the protocol revenue last week on Solana. So they made a lot of revenue. Yeah, they just came out of nowhere and bam, 3rd place according to DeFi Llama for revenue on Solana after the other launchpads, obviously. But that's pretty insane. So
it's super
pretty successful. Insane. Yeah. So just TLDR Bags, by the way, you can just again launch a token with a few clicks. You log in with Apple, with Google. There's a mobile app as well. I think you can pay with Apple Pay. You just launch a token with one click of a button, and there it goes. So yeah, you can already see a few tokens out of the Bags ecosystem spawn here and there right now, capturing some market share.
It's so weird to me how normalized launchpads now are, because I still feel like it's crime, to launch meme coins and then to rug them, but it's just so common and you expect it now. I'm not so sure that there's any investor out there who reasonably thinks that their meme coin will go up. I think that everyone thinks that they're playing musical chairs. Everyone is aware of that game, and they're just trying to pull out their shit before everyone else. That's the sense that I get. But
yeah,
it's like, I remember being so against launching a token, and like now, like I'm starting to be like, well, everyone else is doing it, but I'm like, no, Batty, no. Batty. I have to hit myself a little bit sometimes.
Well, yeah, it is definitely attractive to the thought of it. like just a meme coin, just for fun. What you say is correct, but until you don't rock it, right? Because then it's not a crime. Like if you have, like, there's a few coins with good intentions, especially out of Jupiter Studio, like Uranus is performing really well. This fucking chair is performing quite well. Those memes are kind of funny, like Uranus, okay, I get it. That chair is definitely very memeable. So these projects are fun. They have a pretty strong CTO around it. And strong people that push it, and there's no rug, like there's no one rugging the charge or something. I think these are pretty legit, especially because Jupiter themselves want runners. They need runners, right? Every launchpad needs runners because that's their product. If they don't have good runners, they have shitty products. So I'm pretty sure that these tokens are not a scam, at least, which doesn't mean they can't go down, right? They can definitely go fucking down, but at least not from the dev selling all the bags or putting out liquidity.
Nobody wants to put the full weight of Meow's attention and behavior behind a project that ultimately is just going to be a rug. Nobody is interested in that. So
but
good luck to Jupiter Studio.
Launchpads are nice, and launchpads are important right now because they do a lot of revenue and transactions on Solana. But we also have some news in the staking corner. We actually have 3 big news, I would say, or 3 interesting things that are all staking related that we can double click on, And the biggest one of all of them that I think is the most exciting one, not for me, but for you definitely, is the fact that the SEC says liquid staking activities and tokens are not securities. And that news came in last week. For everyone who didn't see that yet, come out of your stone, because you're definitely living under a stone if you haven't seen that yet. LSTs are not securities. This is big news, isn't it?
This is huge fucking news. We had a other letter from the SEC a couple of months ago that you and I covered that said that staking activities in general, specifically native staking, but in general, would not be considered securities. But now we're very, very certain that liquid staking is a part of that interpretation as well. And so I have to give major respect to Jito, actually, who has gone over to the crypto task force as well as, lobbied to the Trump administration. I mean, everyone knows how I feel about Mr. Diet Pepsi or Dr. Coke or whatever the fuck he is. But I can't deny that his crypto policy throughout his administration has been an absolute pleasure, right? Everybody that he has staffed for the SEC, as well as withdrawing all of the legal threats from the Department of Justice. It's been great. It's been really good for the industry, man. Like, we wouldn't have seen this during Biden's administration, Obama's administration. I mean, it's nice to see.
Project Crypto, beginning of August from the chairman. So it's huge, bro. It's huge.
You ever hear about that pseudo conspiracy theory? I think it was called Operation Choke Point.
It was not a conspiracy theory, that actually happened.
Yeah, I mean, was it really named Operation Choke Point? I don't know.
Yeah,
like, was it?
It was a term.
Was it?
I think, yeah. It was pretty established term back then. I don't know if they internally had their fucking files that said operations. Okay, that's probably what you're asking. But it was definitely, like, the whole movement was coined Operation Choke Point by media and by crypto lobbyists and so on, right? So I don't think there was the actual file name.
I do generally believe that there were Democrats in Congress who wanted to basically kill the crypto industry by removing their banking access, right? Like, I do agree that that's something that some senators wanted. I guess I get a little skeptical that it was some sort of secretive play. I just feel like it was a bunch of nanny state politicians who genuinely believe that they're protecting customers. And so they decided to try to use their power to remove banking access for crypto projects. But
I think it was a bit more evil than that. It was not like, the way you say it sounds like they had good intentions. but it was a bit more power play politics and lobby work, I think, from banks, from TradFi that saw crypto as a threat back then, instead of starting to embrace it, what they do right now. So back then, under Biden, especially under Biden, and the banks were like, we pretty much we're pretty happy here where we are. Our business model works really well. We make a lot of money. So I don't really want to reinvent the fucking wheel here. So how about just choking down crypto? Yeah. So that's what they did. But now we have the opposite. So from Project Choke Point, or from from Operation Choke Point and Operation Choke Point 2.0 to Project Crypto. That is a pretty 180 degree turn. But LSTs, not securities, is bullish for staking and really good for LSTs on Solana. But there's more staking news,
there is more staking news. So if you're a fan of staking, then you'll definitely be a fan of the Solana Mobile Validator, which is powered by Sol Strategies, a major ecosystem player. And you can use your seeker to stake directly into the Sol Strategies validator. And there's, not just validator news, but quite frankly, Simon, I think you've seen some of these pictures. The Seeker 3 has shipped over 150,000 units. That's a lot of units, that they got pre-ordered.
Bro,
and then these are
my emails every day.
Box.
Yes. I want my Seeker. It's my first Solana phone. I didn't have the Saga back then. So I'm pretty curious to get it, but I think Europe still needs a bit more time. I don't think I'm going to have it in my hands for the next month, because I'm going to leave Germany tomorrow, and then it's probably going to arrive when I'm in Asia.
I see. Well, maybe we can get you a Seeker out here in Asia.
Sure, I'll take another one. I'll take another one. But what about the validator? Do we know, or does the tweet indicate anything that is interesting about the validator? Why? Okay, let me rephrase that. Why should I stake on the Solana Mobile validator?
Yeah. So there's wow, this is not working. So there's three different value propositions that they're mentioning. But number one is that there's 0 fees on staking rewards and MEV tips. So for people who don't realize, usually a validator, come on, they're working very hard to get you this yield. They're going to take at least a 5% commission. Right? That's very standard industry practice. Some people take even more. What they're saying is that 100% of the yield for this validator comes from us to you, right? So they don't make any money on that validator. They're not charging a commission on the block rewards or the MEV rewards or the inflation rewards. They're just giving that all to you. So that's great, right? And number two, they're ISO 27001 27001 compliant and SOC 2 type 1 compliant, which SOC 2 compliance is not that big of a deal in today's world, but at the same time it's nice to know that they've actually thought about security controls. All in all, stake directly from the phone, which I feel this is just more secure, I suppose.
Interesting. So I'm just trying to understand this a bit and digging a little bit deeper into this whole ISO compliance. For Solana Mobile Validator, it means that Sol Strategies has implemented a comprehensive set of security controls, policies, and procedures to safeguard the staking infrastructure, user data, and so on and so on. And it also says that only 15% of blockchain validators meet such standards. Interesting. I haven't really, thought about this topic too much yet. But I guess security is always good. So I'm happy to see that. And I think the biggest feature is probably also that you have a good UX. You can just stake directly from your phone. I'd like to see how that looks like once the phone is there.
So one thing I'm super curious about is, if you lose the phone, you still good or are you fucked? I actually genuinely do not know.
It's a wallet. It's a wallet, right? So you'll have a backup. You'll have a backup of your private key. You have a recovery phrase. It's like a ledger. So I'm pretty sure that if you lose the phone, you can just get a new one or import your private key into your fucking software or Juke Mobile.
I think a little different for user behavior though is that for a ledger you don't typically have multiple wallets on it. Maybe other people do, but I don't. Like I just have the one, right?
Yeah.
But whereas like with a seeker, I feel like I would be more inclined to have like 5 or 10 different wallets, right, on the seeker. And like backing up a private key for a single ledger is one thing, but then backing up like 5 to 10 different private keys for a single phone and all the wallets in it I'm skeptical that most people do that. So, I'm just hoping that people are practicing really good OPSEC with their seeker phones, because that is a very expensive fucking phone. It has nothing to do with the hardware.
True. Yeah. You should definitely safeguard your seeker.
Have you seen some of the posts though? People seem very happy with the phone. People have been making fun of the Saga for a very long time because the first version of the phone was a shitty phone. It was just an objectively bad phone, but it seems like the Seeker is actually quite a good one.
I'd love to make my own opinion when I have it in my hands. I think we should definitely, pull it out in our live streams, or even make a dedicated video about the Seeker as well once we have it.
I just love how you were like, yeah, must be fucking nice.
Yeah, can we stop talking about the Seeker? I don't have it yet, okay?
But aside from the Seeker, there's this new video coming out from Switchboard, but I mean, anybody can guess what that might mean, but it's not. It's very ambiguous. It looks like there's TGE coming up very soon for Switchboard.
Is
that crazy? Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. I mean, Switchboard, Oracle, and Solana have been around for 1,000 years. Lots of work, lots of integration. So could be cool, Could be cool. Do not know yet how this will actually look like, but I see a lot of comments that are very bullish. A lot of people are happy to see that. A lot of big accounts comment under the video as well. So I think that's for now all we have.
What is this character though? This character is the worst. Whoever Switchboard. I don't know who runs your marketing, but you got to fire this guy. This is a horrible character. It's like that's like what the hell is that? That's okay.
That's cute. Looks cute. They also posted a lot of letters. S for Switchboard Summer. Okay, now I get it. W for where all my plugins at, and then where's the I? Sui. I didn't see the I. Then T for turbocharged data, C for core blockchain, H for hyperfast data feeds, and then 5th of August we have a kind of whatever this is token highlight. Let's see what happens. Let's cover it once the token is out. But for now we can only speculate. Nothing really to do for anyone here. Despite waiting, I guess.
I can't believe I've never followed the Switchboard account. And they also changed their branding. Anyways, good for you guys. Congratulations on your upcoming TGE. And oh man. I feel like point season meta is over. But people need to incentivize somehow, so they keep doing it. Kamino Season 4 is now live. There's a max Kamino allocation of 100 million tokens. It's going to be 3 months in duration. And Season 4 marks the first ever shipped away from Kamino points. From now on, users accrue rewards directly in KMNO by depositing into positions with active Season 4 rewards. Man, bro, this is crazy. Let's check out this video. The points meta has changed so much since last year. It's all just so different now.
Yeah, because it was brand new back then. Then it got kind of milked out. I would say, everyone started to do points, and it's still a great superpower we have here in crypto, right? To bootstrap growth of your protocol early on, and then incentivize people later. Basically asymmetric rewards. I think it's cool, and Kamino is doing it. I think they're doing it well. I think they're doing it well. So the mechanics here, vesting structure, season 4 will conclude in 3 months. So at the end of season 4, rewards will begin to unlock for users, and they can then either instantly claim a portion of their reward, but then you forfeit the remaining allocation. So just poof, goes away. Or you can choose to claim later during vesting, forfeiting a smaller amount over time, or you can wait until vesting is completed, claim the full amount, as well as a bonus allocation. I actually like that a lot, like the way they do it. I think if there is a way to do points campaigns and airdrops, then this is the way. So you basically you have a points per day, PPD, points per day, that you can accrue by depositing, by having TVL on Kamino. That's how it works. Your little ticker goes up, and then once the time comes, you can take the tokens out, but you will get punished for taking them out directly, right? If you don't want to get punished and you want to have full allocation, you agree to the vesting and you wait, and you even get a bonus. So a lot of people do that, and you can, this way Kamino can postpone selling pressure even further in the future. So I think it works really well.
It's very smart. These types of staking mechanisms, you can find exactly who your valuable holders are, and should make them eligible for some sort of special badge. I'm sure that you have on Solana ID, which is perpetual bag holder.
diamond hands. We call it diamond hands, but
diamond hands, empty pockets.
We also we took a lot of inspiration actually for the very first Solana ID airdrop back in started in January this year from Kamino, because we thought it makes a lot of sense what they do. So we took a lot of inspiration from them. I like what they do. But bro, the next one is fucking lit. So let's talk about Degen mode from Flashtrade. I haven't opened a position yet because it's just stupid. But it is definitely interesting that you can do it. Technically, you can do up to 500x, on leverage, 500x. So that is pretty crazy, man. You can put $500 in, right? And then what you normally do is you do like a 10x, and you have 5K position, right?
Yeah.
But now you can do 500x that shit. You can 500x.
So you can have $500,000.
That is literally insane. That is definitely, it's pretty crazy. Obviously the liquidation levels are fucking tight. They're fucking tight. Yeah. So if you open up Flashtrade and you turn the little toggle on Degen mode, then you can choose between 300, 400, 500x. But if you long stall with 500x right now, and the price right now sits at 184.29, then you'll get liquidated probably at 184.15 or some shit. So literally 20 cents or something, right? So you zoom into the minute chart, minute view. You put in low amount of money because you're probably going to lose it. So you put in $100 or something that you're willing to lose. That's how people use Degen right now. Then you click on open the position at 500x, and you hope that your 50-50 chance of going up or down goes in the right direction. It's pure gamble, because you cannot do any big TA on that shit, because it's just too tight, the liquidation levels, right? Like, it doesn't matter if the trend is up, one small wick will kill you, right? So I think I'm pretty fucking excited about the feature, because it is possible on Solana to do that, right? Yeah. We have a DEX, a decentralized exchange with 500x leverage. But the question here is, do we need that? What do you think?
I think that it's very fun for a live streaming experiment, but probably a heart attack to use. But also, people do weird things, Simon, and they do irrational things. I would not be surprised if they just kind of ran with it.
Yeah. I think it's great for marketing. It's great for proving what tech can do, right? And it's a great pitch, like, hey, we built a perp DEX with up to 500x. Obviously, who gives a shit? But that's a second thing. Like, first of all, you can say it, you can make people feel excited about it, you can, fire people up. So props to Flashtrade, for spinning up interesting features. They're really trying hard to capture a bit more market share on their DEX. Obviously, most of the liquidity and trading volume right now is on Jupiter perps for a reason. It's a very reliable perp DEX that Jupiter has built. It's basically your that's where you go when you just want something to work without doubt. Then when you go to Jupiter Perps, all the other DEXs on Solana, even Drift, I feel like is a bit more. People are a bit more hesitant there, and it's not just it's not my opinion. It's an observation from TVL on the market, right? Jupiter Perps has just the most volume by far. That's why they're printing money on that front. But what else you got, bro? What else do you got?
We also have some news from Coinbase, which is a lot of fun. They're going to be starting out DEX trading with Coinbase. I don't know what the fuck that means, but excluding New York, they want to make Coinbase the simplest way to access on-chain markets, and now you can trade millions of base assets in the Coinbase app. Support for Solana is coming soon too. I love how he had to add this at the end, because I just feel like if he doesn't, he's going to get flamed by the Solana community, which seems to be happening quite a bit.
True. Yeah, true. The simplest way to access on-chain market.
How would this even work though? How do you, because I saw a really cool feature by a company called Reown, which is the builders of Wallet Connect, I think coming from the Ethereum ecosystem. You know them very well. And they have this new feature called deposit from exchange. So you can actually connect a Binance or a Coinbase wallet to a dApp and use your funds in Binance or Coinbase to participate. So this is what this looks like to me, but I could be just deadly wrong.
Yeah, I think, that's also how it looks like to me. DEX trading is now rolling out to select users in the US. Users will be able to discover and trade a growing list of base native tokens. That's basically what it says in their blog post. Base native tokens, including assets from leading projects like Virtuals, Reserve, blah, 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 I don't even know them. All within the Coinbase app. We will add support for DEX assets in batches. Over the coming weeks, we'll gradually expand our offering with the goal of supporting the full range of base assets. I think it's just a gateway for trading on chain, right? And it makes it easy because it's in your Coinbase app, right? That a lot of people have installed. Also, there's an integrated self-custody wallet in your Coinbase app to make DEX trades and sponsoring all network fees, so you can enjoy trading within the trusted interface. Okay, that's also interesting. And you can also obviously you can use your funds from your your USDC from Coinbase, and then basically use these funds, right, to trade on the DEX as well.
So
pretty cool.
Welcome on chain Coinbase, but I guess Coinbase has been participating.
They're pretty on chain. I mean, they have base, right? They built their own. Yeah, of course. Coinbase is an interesting play, but I think it's a cool company. Not gonna lie, it's a cool company. They've done a lot of good things for crypto, so we can't neglect that.
I agree. I generally have a distaste for most sexes, which sounds very weird.
What do you like then? What are you?
I get freaky.
I see.
Have you ever heard of single-celled organisms? Anyways, so
oh my god,
Jupiter. I like protoplasm. So JupLend is a new product that's coming out. And I sorry, I just wanted to do a real quick lane switch and not talk about. I was
great segue. Okay,
I was like my sex preferences.
JupLend is here, almost here. Right now it's in beta. Jupiter team has actually told everyone to play around with it, but don't put all your life savings in it yet. It is a beta, right? Give them a few days to launch it fully, but you can access it and you can provide feedback to the Jupiter team for the full launch, which should happen later in this month in August. And some of the interesting things for JupLend would be up to 95% loan to value for borrowers, so you can get good amount of money out of your position that you borrow against. there is a lot of audits in the making. One is already completed. There's 3 more audits in the making. So you can be sure that there's no smart contract risk. At least you can be sure that the smart contract risk that there is not too big. There's always smart contract risk. The current borrow limit of $1 million per wallet, and only 6 vaults are available right now. So that's not like Kamino right now. There's not a huge list of markets, but there's a few markets. The most important ones you got there: USDC Sol, you got Jup Sol in there as well against USDC. And if you try out the product and you have any feedback, then head over to feedback.jup.ag and provide it. Tell them what you think. What do you think, about JupLend here? Do we need that on Solana?
First of all, more money markets is better, always. Yeah. I actually, as much as I respect the Kamino team, dislike that they haven't had any serious competition in the last year. It used to be MarginFi versus SolEnd, which then got rebranded to Save, but both of those protocols have more or less lost their market. It was number 1 and 2, neck and neck. Yeah. And Kamino, because of the spat between MarginFi and SolEnd, the founders there, not the founders necessarily, but the projects, the people working those projects, like hated each other very, very much. So a lot of people, and this was, I think, slightly before your time. And so there was this mass exodus of hundreds of millions of dollars in capital from both MarginFi and SolEnd, because the general feeling at that time was, you guys are fighting like school children on the timeline and cannot hold your temper. I cannot trust you with my money, which is a fair point of view. So Kamino has been basically went from underdog with basically very low market share to the money market on Solana. Now, why is that a bad thing? I think that's a bad thing because every single money market I've talked to in the past, without naming names, I feel like when they're in the top dog position, they're very slow to list tokens. And I understand that from a risk perspective, you want to be really careful about the main pool, right? Like you want to make sure that you only have high quality assets. But that being said, I feel like competition pushes protocols to the bleeding edge, where they properly balance risk versus asset diversification, which I think is a very good thing. Like, don't get me wrong, you want to err towards caution, but I feel like top dog protocols can sometimes be a little bit too conservative about the tokens that they're willing to launch, to add into the main pool. And so if you have a competitor, if you have multiple competitors, then you kind of have to be a little bit more flexible, not at the cost of security, but you might move a little bit faster to list tokens and to actually do your due diligence. Whereas I feel like the general feeling right now is like, meh, we already have enough high quality assets. That's how I generally feel.
You can never have enough high quality assets. You can also never have enough high quality apps on Solana that compete in the same vertical, in my opinion, right? That's just markets, right? That's why you have fucking 100 bakeries in your town. So if there's demand, then you shall provide supply. And I think for Jupiter, and I think for Jupiter, it definitely makes sense to add this to the product suite, right? Because they, you have perp DEX, you have swaps, which is great, but now you also have JupLend as a core product. Yes, Jupiter as a core product. I think
Jupiter. Cool. Is it Super Jupiter?
Yeah, it's the next level, bro. That's the next level. Next year, we're gonna level up from Jupiter to Jupiter.
S tier Jupiter, Jupiter.
Yeah.
I think this next piece of Jupiter news is actually the piece of news I've been the most excited about in a very, very long time. Jupiter is going to be officially partnering with a company called PreStocks, which allows you to trade different stocks on chain before they go live, right? So that would include SpaceX, OpenAI, Anduril. But this really confused. It's not really a shit. No, it's like I need to learn a little bit more about the architecture. But like my guess is like it's a speculative market, right? Like it's not really a pre-stock. I like where their head is at, but it's also I'm curious how they eventually resolve the final price of the pre-stock into the stock. At some point, they have to once the stock goes live. So how they maintain that peg is just going to be very interesting to see. But yeah, that's cool.
I think it's great. I saw first time, or I heard about PreStocks first time, the company PreStocks, out of the what's their name? US company. They basically acquired or invested in or acquired PreStocks. I forgot the name, but they basically did. They're doing it themselves. Like they provide the service themselves on their exchange. It's an exchange, big exchange in USA, and they provide like stocks to invest in before they are listed yet, right? Yeah. And I think that was always the idea of crypto, right? We wanted to make assets more liquid, and we wanted to democratize assets since day one. So we want to try to open money markets and capital markets to everyone and anyone. And private equity was usually, or has been so far, and is still today, a pretty close-knit industry of professionals that have access to it, to PE. There have been a few attempts in the past 10, 15 years of some crowdfunding, platforms. I think Moongate and some others. They're trying to, basically allocate a pool to retail that then goes in some sort of, I don't know how it's structured, into that private company in a PE deal, in private equity. But it has never been super easy to do that. This is super easy to basically, just speculate on private equity markets. How it exactly works under the hood, we don't really have the time to dig into that here today. We should probably dedicate an episode, ideally with the founder of PreStocks, to dig deeper into that topic if we think it's interesting, or if people think it's interesting. I think it is, honestly.
Yeah. And speaking of real world assets, stocks on chain, we also have a really, really interesting statistic. In the first month of trading stocks on chain, we had $90 million in trading volume, but that's actually not what I find the most fascinating. What I actually find the most fascinating about this graph is the ratio of equities to gold, and it's not even close remotely. Equities accounted for $88 million of that trading volume, and then gold accounted for $850, which is, I mean, I find that very hard to believe. I'm wondering what type of gold, because there's multiple gold assets on Solana. For example, our friends over at Oro. So I'm super curious to see how gold as an asset class evolves on Solana, because gold is the original Bitcoin, truly. And we're so excited about having Bitcoin liquidity on Solana. Like having Bitcoin liquidity in Solana DeFi is a holy grail for DeFi, truly. But then it kind of makes me because where is all that capital going to go when they eventually sell at some point, right? And even if they don't sell, great asset to have as collateral. But gold, I'm so curious why people don't care about tokenized gold. There's certainly people who are very crazy about gold. I mean, they're called gold bugs. There's a whole world. It's its own universe. So I'm just genuinely curious, why gold as an asset class never really caught on.
I think it could be, I'm speculating now, but it could be because the target audience of gold investors are usually not in the crypto circles.
Sure.
That's an assumption, because we invest in highly speculative assets, either that or Bitcoin, which I at this point don't count anymore as highly speculative. And Bitcoin is an alternative to gold. So we have this new age investor community that is I don't really, I see that future, where gold actually gets fucking overtaken by Bitcoin because it's past, it's old. It's fucking, imagine, already now it sounds fucking like you have a little gold coin, that you put in a bag and then hide in your house somewhere, dig a fucking hole in the ground and be like, okay, this is where I have my gold, those are all my life savings, fuck, just get a ledger, put 3 Bitcoins on it and put it in a fucking bank, lock or wherever, right? Like, I think it's just easy. It's so much easier to store wealth in Bitcoin, and that is the audience we have here. Yeah. So it's a hard sell. So you have to convince the gold industry, the gold buyers, to now come on chain and trade this asset on chain, right? Yeah. Another conversation we should probably have with Usman from Oro, who's the CEO and the co-founder of Oro, which is doing that, right? They are tokenizing gold, bring it on chain, make people invest in it.
I'm genuinely curious how much of the gold bug audience that Bitcoin has captured. It's very possible that a lot of folks who were formerly very, very bullish on gold have since moved on to Bitcoin. But let's not kid ourselves. The gold market is ancient, has been around for thousands of fucking years. And there are literal continents of people, specifically China as well as India, that still worship gold as the gold standard, pun intended. So it makes a lot of sense that they would still probably be holding.
Transition phase, let's put it that way. I think there's you can't neglect that there's people shifting their interest from gold to Bitcoin, or at least they're starting to diversify, right? Yeah. Because they get the pitch of the digital gold. And like I said, I really feel like gold feels fucking old, the same way then driving cars with petrol is going to feel fucking weird in the future, because you're like, what, you dig out oil from the ground and then you put it in your car and then you have that engine that's like fucking complicated. Like, it literally explodes in front of you in front of your driver's seat. There's an explosion happening in the car. Like these kind of things that seem normal to us, they feel super weird in the future when we have new technology taking over. Anyway, sorry for yapping.
No. I agree. I think that one day we're gonna see people working out in the gym and be like, "What? You used to take a bar and lift it up? I just take the pill." I'm kidding. It's better to do the work. For many reasons. But
okay, I got one interesting data before we move on. So there has been a survey, because data is always good. There has been a survey by the Degen group, whoever that is. They took young people, sample size of 730 global clients, aged 24 to 45, Generation Z and millennials. And they did like some surveys with them around investment preferences. And 73% prefer Bitcoin over gold as a superior long-term investment. And the reasons were because, high potential returns. Okay, it makes sense. Growing mainstream acceptance of Bitcoin. It's a new asset, lots of opportunity and scarcity appeal. Similar to gold, but enhanced by Bitcoin's fixed cap. Because, gold can always appear somewhere. I think it just appeared actually last week or 2 weeks ago, somewhere in the fucking Middle East. Someone found like huge amount of gold. And that actually created some FUD in the internet. And people were like, oh, damn, is gold now going to crash because now we have like a new supply? It's never going to happen with Bitcoin.
It's not like some dude wandering the desert is just going to walk into a cave that just happens to have crazy gold deposits. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, that sounds feasible. Why this would not happen with Bitcoin?
It would not happen with Bitcoin. That's true. But speaking of scarcity and things that don't last for a very long time, over with SNS, I think that was probably my best segue in a very long time.
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
And I ruined it by talking about how great it was.
Also true. Next time,
we'll try that. Okay. Yeah, don't do that. Just look knowingly at the camera and just keep going, right? But speaking of scarcity, there's a Genesis airdrop claim for the first season of SNS points, as well as like airdrops. So that claim ends tomorrow. So if you're an early SNS supporter, you should definitely claim your tokens. And don't say that people didn't warn you. We're warning you right now. And it's not just this airdrop claim, Simon. There's literally 2 days left to get as many $1 domains as you can. In fact, I am gonna just take my screen off for a second, if you don't mind, Nick. And I am going to connect my handy dandy wallet over here. and actually purchase a couple of domains live.
As always, this guy he never stops buying domains. He's like, oh, SNS website. Oh, I want to buy some domains now. Just $1.
Not yet, Simon. Not Simon. Nick. Sorry, I'll let you know.
The marketing works. Yeah, 2 days. I think it's almost over, guys. The $1 domain campaign is almost over, and obviously buying $1 domains also gives you some extra dots for the LFG campaign. So yeah, you might want to do that.
Yes.
While you're buying domains, may I say another interesting fact? Because
yeah, sure.
There has been another announcement from SNS, and they are collaborating with MonkeDAO, and MonkeDAO NFT holders get free SNS domains. So
right.
That is also, I think, something to keep in mind. So while you're shopping, claim your MonkeDAO.sol subdomain. So it's a subdomain, right? So you can basically do eno.monkedao.sol with these domains, but you get a free one if you're a MonkeDAO holder. If you have a monkey.
Yes.
No catch, just perks. I like that. We like perks.
I'm gonna purchase. Maybe I can buy Uranus and sell it back to Meow. How does that sound? Actually, it's probably already.
Yes.
They already bought it.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. How much is this? Uranus owned by Uranus Score.
Yeah. Nah. Uranian. Okay.
Uranian.
I think you're too late, my friend. You can try. What can you try?
In Uranus.
Okay, guys, give us some. If you're in the live stream right now, give us some ideas. 10 character domains, ideally. 10 character domains for today.
Do you think that they already took Plastic Chair? They probably already took Plastic Chair.
Maybe not. I thought of it as well.
Oh, they didn't take it.
Yeah, you can take Plastic Chair.
Did they take white? They didn't take white Plastic Chair either. What? I'm taking that right now.
It's pretty stupid domain, not gonna lie, but yeah, man, congrats. I think Will's not here right now, but he would be very happy.
If you want white Plastic Chair, you're gonna have to buy this from me with all your Plastic Chair domain names. I'm getting this one too. Registered now. I mean, they're like $1. Who cares?
Quicks wants me to buy enoanus.sol.
Enoanus.
They're so stupid. It's not 10 characters though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope. Quicks, I think, good idea, but obviously it's available because who the fuck would buy enoanus.sol?
Apparently me. What's this MonkeDAO thing though? So like, where do I go to? No, I think I have to go to the Matrica probably to get that to work.
Pump Uranus is also good cyber.
Oh no! Oh no!
That's probably available. I'm pretty sure Pump Uranus is available.
Yep, buying.
Thanks, cyber.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pump Uranus. I'm a fan.
Nice.
Okay. Oh my god, dude, bro. Like my history looks so bad. It's like, fuck your pump, catch me if you can, in Uranus, white Plastic Chair, Enoanus, Pump Uranus.
Guys, SNS is the place to be if you want to buy some fun domains. Domains in Web 2 have created a very fucking valuable business model of people, selling domains for hundreds of thousands of dollars because they're scarce and they can only be bought once. And we have them on Sol as well. You can replace your pub key with a fun domain like eno.sol or also pumpuranus.sol. There's something for everyone. But we have a bit of fun, a bit of interesting things that happen on the timeline that I also want to double tap on. Are we ready for the last section of the pod?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a new segment that we're calling the Timeline Reactions, working title. And Simon, you want to kick this away?
No one knew his name. No one knew where he came from. But the second the world saw him, they called him the Ibiza final boss. Here you got him, the real Ibiza Bob. And it's a very interesting phenomenon because this guy appeared, out of nowhere. He didn't have any intention to go viral. He didn't sell anything. He didn't even try to do anything. He just fucking danced and looked stupid as fuck. And then he became the face of Ibiza 2025 and went viral on all fucking social media channels. It is a very insane story. I think this guy probably woke up the next day and was like, what the fuck happened? Why is my Instagram blowing up?
Yeah, I agree. And also, like, the dude was not asking for it. All he wanted was to have a good time with his friends. And his name was Jack.
Just a normal dude, man. Just a normal dude. Just a normal Jack from the UK, with like he just went on a trip. Like, he's literally just a normal dude, and he just wanted to have a good time on Ibiza. He went there with a few friends. I do not know why he looks like that. So there must be something slightly wrong with him, because he does look ridiculous. But anyway, I really celebrate it. Like, he looks really cool. And he just went viral as fuck. Imagine you wake up the next morning and you didn't intend for anything. Like we're trying to go viral because we're creators. But this guy is just a normal dude. And he wakes up in the morning and all this shit happened. People are creating AI videos of him. People are, literally getting his haircut. Making pictures of themselves, and there's meme coins out there valued multi-million dollars, just fucking final boss. It's ridiculous, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that okay, first of all, we have to just talk about the haircut. It's definitely the haircut. It's the haircut that sells the whole thing. But
and the gold chain and the beard. I mean, it's the combo, bro, and the glasses. Look at everything.
It's the combo, but honestly, if you took away the haircut and he was just bald, there's a million guys like that are wearing gold links with like,
but he does, I forget what this.
Yeah, very. And he's pretty fit, dude. Like, he obviously works out, and takes care of himself. He was just on vacation with the lads, so
yeah.
No, you don't think he works out?
He probably works out, but I don't know if he's taking care of himself. Like, he's literally on Ibiza drinking with his friends and fucking getting jammed. And I don't know the guy, but he doesn't look like a fucking vegan that wants to live long. I think he just enjoys life. Like, I'm pretty sure you see this man eating at McDonald's at night after his workout. But yeah, I mean, very interesting phenomenon. I do not. Like, we just don't know why these things happen in social media, but it can go very quickly. And now he's famous.
I kind of love that message he had. He's like, I'm just a normal person from Newcastle. It's crazy. Yeah. Stay locked in.
Yeah. Got some big news coming. Oh, damn. I think, oh, shit.
I don't like it.
Yeah. People came from every corner and be like, hey, I want to be your manager. I'm going to make you rich. I'm pretty sure that, that happened as well.
They actually can make him rich, but probably not the right way. And POV, your boyfriend's now known as the Ibiza. I mean, how weird would that be as a girlfriend? I mean, but at the very least, he wasn't talking to other chicks or anything. Like, dude was just like dancing by himself, enjoying the vibe. So there's really nothing to hate here. So congratulations, Jack, on your new life. He's flying private now. So good for you, buddy.
Flying private now, but there's more, dude. There's more FUD on the timeline. What the fuck else happened?
Yeah. So the next little piece of news that we have over here, this one's actually fucking hilarious. So Grok was asked about crypto markets, but instead it accused one of the biggest names in the game of something insane. Ansem arrested for male prostitution. No one expected it. No one knows why it happened, and if it even did happen, what part of the cycle are we in? The gigolo phase?
Bro.
Yeah.
I think this is actually super interesting, because think about this, right? What happened here is that I think Ansem wasn't online for 2-3 days, or he just didn't, there was something. It's like when I don't post Instagram stories for 2 days, I get messages from my mom, like, hey, are you okay? Because usually I'm sick. Like, then I'm just on the couch, right? So that same thing happened here. Like, he didn't post for 2-3 days, and people were like, okay, something happened with him. And then people just starting flooding in the internet. So people, real humans, went into the internet and were like, oh, he's probably in prison. What's he in prison for? Maybe maid prostitution. So they just made up shit. And then the AI, which is feeding from the internet, which basically takes everything on the internet for true, was like, oh, okay, so Ansem is in prison for maid prostitution. That's what I'm going to tell everyone now. Isn't that insane? Like how we can manufacture reality by just making up shit now, because this can really spiral out really quickly. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like if you really want to do it, if you want to orchestrate this, you can actually make shit up and make the AI prove your point, and even create pictures for you that make it reality and become true. So what in the future of this new emerging internet, what's truth anymore?
yeah.
Right?
I mean, we live in a post-truth society where you can just get away with same random bullshit. I feel like in the past, people really held you to what you said, right? It's like, oh, that guy? Didn't you say that thing 40 years ago? Which I think is a bit insane, right? Like we shouldn't be judging people on, I mean, it depends on the thing, but in principle, you should not be judging somebody on the worst thing that they ever said like 40 years ago, just in principle, right? But the exact opposite is true now, which is like, you can say fucking anything. It doesn't matter. I mean, just whatever random crap you want to make up. And it's also, but it also just doesn't stick very much. It's like, we have people in the Solana ecosystem who are accused of rugging entire communities, and they're still here, and people forgot, their involvement with those. The majority of people have forgotten their involvement with previous rugs, and now they're just like walk around free and fine, which is super interesting. That's not a comment on Ansem at all, by the way. It just means that like this is obviously not true, but some people will take it as true, and that's just the world we live in now.
Free Ansem. Yeah. So it's Quicks in our live stream right now. Free Ansem. And also a good comment from Scarlett here. Binance articles do shit like this all the time. It's true. Like sometimes you read an article and it looks like true, and there's like some info in there. You're like, what? How? Where does that info come from? That can't be true. And they just picked it up somewhere, and AI threw it in their fucking articles. Same here. Cointelegraph do this all the time. It's like these blog and news pages, they're also dangerous because they pick up shit like this. Like there's probably an article out there from some of these reputable news agencies, and there's probably an article about Ansem being in prison for male prostitution. I'm pretty sure there's something out there, and that's how it gets out of hand.
I honestly, with Grok, I think most people know that Grok, I mean, I don't actually know what most people think anymore, but I think most people know that Grok can be inaccurate. It's really dangerous for platforms like Cointelegraph and to be making up stories like that. It's fine to use AI to an extent to aid in your writing, but then to essentially aggregate AI slop and then turn it into news content. I understand that Cointelegraph is not major television news. Like it's just a different class, and it's a lower tier for sure, but still there has to be standards. Like there are people who depend on those publications for their crypto news and information, and so it's a little sad to see where we are in content now. Like more content is better, I get that, but I mean, come on guys.
Not always.
There's a line. There's a line.
Yeah, exactly. Like more content is good as long as it's fucking true. Like as long as you're not making up shit and misinforming people. But there's one more thing. This last one, I think it's just funny. So we're gonna throw this in here as well. This last bit of interesting news from the timeline. It's not really news, but just like a really interesting tweet that we found on Twitter. So the markets were pretty brutal. ETH shorts obliterated, but the last person you'd expect just showed up to rub it in. Eric Trump came straight out of nowhere and was like, puts a smile on my face to see ETH shorts get smoked today. Stop betting against BTC and ETH. You will be run over. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is Eric Trump, the son of the US president. So, it is on Twitter. What a time to be alive, you know. What a time to be alive.
This
Literally
feels,
the son of the US president.
This feels very, very Eric Trump, though. It's like, good time to buy. Told you.
Okay, for people on the podcast right now, we're looking at a little graphic with a price line, and then Eric Trump says, "Good time to buy" when the price is, you know, quite high. Then big dip, price goes down, price recovers back up to the same level, and he's like, "Told you," which is it's like it's very stupid, but it's true.
He tweeted "good time to buy," I believe, right around the time of the Trump launch, or like right before, when World Liberty Financial was being very public about some of the moves that they were making. So like that's my like this is in reference to a tweet. Good time to buy.
I guess it was a good time to buy. Like if you think about it, like he did, you know, he is a pretty, like, this call was decent. We can't neglect it. It was a decent call. Anyway, you know, I think we covered it all. Not all of it, but definitely a good chunk of it. So I think with that, we will leave you to your week, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever listens to this, thank you so much for tuning in to Salt Brothers. We love to yap about these things. I think this is definitely an interesting time right now. Lots of stuff happening every single week. Prices going crazy. ETH all-time high coming soon. Solana, is it going to make it to an all-time high this year? There's some people who say no, but the Salt Brothers will keep you updated on the latest Solana news. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure to give us a follow on YouTube, on Twitter, and also check out our podcast on Spotify and Apple if you want. We're also on Instagram at Salt Brothers Pod if you want to follow us. And we will see you at the next one. Thanks, Eno. Was a great time as always. See you guys next week.